12 of the fantasy staple here. Bringing you all the picks, sit-ems, start-ems, sleepers.
Speaking of sit-ems, Dan, we're actually dog sitting. That's why we're at a different location today. We're dog sitting in preparation for the dog pound victory this week.
Look at this. Look at this thing.
This is one of the biggest dogs. It's actually a small horse.
It is. It's
But,
a Shetland pony.
Wow.
But you can ride it. Giddy up, as they wish to say.
Speaking of that,
Oppan Gangnam Style.
Pagano style. We're going Pagano style. He shaved his
Gangnam
head.
Style.
Oh my god. Oh wow, that was
awkward.
really exclusive there. Also tonight we got a big drawing for.
We do. I'm not happy with this.
We got 27 entries for the sticker giveaway, so stay tuned. We'll be drawing those soon. You support it.
I support the giveaway just because we need followers.
You support the Elf, even if you're not a Browns fan. You know you do.
Well, I'd like to be part of something that's bigger than myself, guys.
Cause. It's a good cause. We're gonna actually just dive right in because we got a Thanksgiving extravaganza marathon today.
We do.
I think we got a little extra.
Try to watch Free Willy. But
wow,
yeah,
that was a little in depth.
I don't know if you were with us last week, but we're still doing this.
Still do it, yeah. Go for it, everybody. Before we start, I got to do this also for my friends over at the Proud Pittsburgh Company.
It's a big week this week.
Look at these amazing shirts here. In preparation for this, go to Pittsburgh.com. You can get these T-shirts. I think he's got them on sale this week, Dan. Like $7. I think
it was $7. I saw it. Check them up on Twitter too.
Check them out. Great people.
Great.
My first guy, I guess we'll just lead right in, is Mr. Honda Civic himself. Have you seen this car? Did you see that piece?
I did see
There's
that.
a 1991 Honda Civic, everybody. Making only like $450,000 this year. Alfred Morris. I really don't have a great reason to do it. The guy's due 4 weeks without a touchdown, Dan. That's too long for somebody that's a top, I'd say he's in 7 or 8 top echelon of running backs this year. Solid play. They're going to get in the red zone against Dallas. RG3's moving the ball very consistently. I'm thinking Alfred Morris gets a little bit of the pay dirt.
The pay
Some
dirt.
pay dirt. I think he's going to have a good game. I'm not guaranteeing it. He could win the Galloping Gobbler, as John Madden used to give out.
Nice.
So that's my pick this week. One of them.
We're gonna drink to this one real quick.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I'm
going
going with
there.
Matt Ryan this week, playing against the Buccaneers. They are the 32nd ranked pass defense. They give up 313 yards a game through the air. They've also given up the second most big plays. Air. I said air, not hair. Air, not hair.
I thought you said Air Ryan.
They have given up 47 plays of 20 yards or more. That's a lot of plays, Chad. That is a lot of plays. For Ryan, it's a really good matchup for coming off that 5-interception game. That was just pitiful.
What's the guy's name? The Falcon blogger? We got to shout him out. The guy that we were just talking to. Look him up. What's his name? I mean, people should check him out if you're a Falcons fan, which I don't know how many Falcons fans there are out there or were 5 years ago. But
Shit, I remember his name.
anyways, he'll tell you about Matt Ryan. The ups and downs. They were my preseason Super Bowl pick, though, everybody. True story. I picked them 34-31 over Houston.
Colin, not Chad. Colin Hubbard.
At
Hubbard.
CHub14. Check him out on Twitter.
him out.
Big Falcons fan. If you're into the Falcons and all that kind of shit.
He's got a whole bunch of stuff.
He's got
on
a work done jersey. I saw it
They
today.
change the backgrounds a lot, so they never keep you guessing. They always keep you guessing.
Shout out to Dexter's Library, too. He doesn't steal anything from anybody.
He doesn't, because he
Good
says
guy.
he's not really saying anything. But anyways, Matt Ryan, again, coming off that 5-interception game. The last time he threw more than 3 in a game, he came back with 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. So I'm calling it here. I'm throwing all the staples in on this one. He's going to throw for 300 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Where's the game at, Dan?
I believe it is.
Is it in the Georgia Dome? Because
Believe it is.
that's to me the big make or break point on Matt Ryan is where does he play? Look at his stats career wise on the road versus at home. He averages like 3 touchdowns and like 250 yards a game almost for a career in the Georgia Dome, and he's only lost I think 5 games on the road. He's like Rex Grossman. It just, but yeah, playing this weak defense, go for it. My next guy is a little iffy.
Tight
guy.
ends, Chad.
I'm going with the fucking tight end, Dan. I shouldn't swear anymore. I thought we cleaned this up.
I did.
I'm going with Owen Daniels, everybody. The guy's just too good not to start when he's healthy. When he's not healthy, oh my dear Lord, we're getting bombed. When he's not healthy, very inconsistent guy, but I think he's back to 100%. Texans move the ball just way too well, and I'm starting him this week, man, on the Thanksgiving Day extravaganza versus Detroit. That should be a defense he can move. Oh, that's for you, Space City Browns fan.
Are we moving on here?
No, we're not moving on. We're going to talk about Owen Daniels, the red zone threat, and I really don't have a lot of reasons for this. It's just I really think they're going to move the ball well. They're going to win. I think Texans are going to blow out Detroit in that game. I think Mikel LaShore is not going to have a big week. I think that Arian Foster is going to get him in the red zone at least 5-6 times, and Owen Daniels will catch at least one touchdown. So definitely start him. I mean, you probably would start him if you had him.
Right.
So I'm not going to waste a lot of time on this pick. Let's move on.
Ryan Matthews.
Are we in the sit-ems now, Dan?
No.
Oh, you're still starting? Oh.
I'm starting him this week. We saw last week, actually, it was the other day. Going up against Baltimore's defense, 27th ranked overall. They gave up 134 yards to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh's a team who has a rushing attack equivalent to a Division III high school team. But,
yeah, it looked like Michigan on defense, actually.
I don't like that name. That's a bad name this time.
Speaking of that, that's one thing that we'll agree on right now.
Go
Saturday,
Bucks.
if you're not rooting for
Go
the Bucks,
If you don't like Big Red, then you.
if you don't like OSU, then you need to go back under a rock.
But yeah, Ryan Matthews, he's a little bit better than Dwyer. But I would expect him. He's going to get a 100-yard game. His first one of the year. I know he hasn't had one, but going up against Baltimore's defense, which is giving up quite a few big plays, I would expect.
If you hit on that, that's a great inside. That's an insider pick there. I really think they need to start looking. They got Brinkley and Battle. But those guys are like Europe League guys, like CFL, Arena League, Lingerie Football League. I don't know where they belong. They don't belong in the NFL though. Well, I wouldn't start either.
I'm
of those
telling
guys,
you, Ryan
but
Matthews.
They
He's
should
gonna have
be
a good game this week.
I hope that's gonna be a good game actually.
Yeah,
Baltimore. That's contrast of styles there. I mean, Ray Rice might be his last game in the NFL until Lamar Woodley touches him, I guess, right? According to what I've been reading on Twitter.
Well, last time that happened, somebody got slammed on Baltimore. You might remember that.
You seen him pee on the towel. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I'd hurt you a little bit.
Anyways, let's move on to the sleepers. This is a very, very deep segment this week. Oh, wait, not for yawns. Is it? Okay.
Why not?
Whatever. My top guy is Bryce Brown, former number 1 recruit, went to Tennessee. So you know he's got skills. The guy was the number 1 rated high school prospect at one time. McCoy's going to be out with that concussion, and Bryce Brown's going to get all those carries, which in that offense with a rookie quarterback starting,
It's going to be a lot of carries.
going against Carolina. McCoy got, I think, 25 to 30 carries, or touches, not carries, about 20 carries a week and about 30 touches around there he averages, and that's going to all fall on Bryce Brown. He's going to get exclusive carries, and Nick Foles, he looked like Ken Dorsey last week, Dan. That was just, wow. So Bryce Brown's going to get the touches. Whether or not he produces, could be another James Starks. I don't know what to tell you there, but I don't know if I like that rule.
I don't know.
But Bryce Brown will definitely get the touches. If you're in a really deep league, definitely pick him up. He's only owned 0.3% of all leagues. Other guys, if you can get him, are Marcel Reese. He's only up to 32 owner percentage.
That's
huge.
We'll see what happens
Huge.
Wednesday.
If Run DMC doesn't play, that's a really good running back to go with because he is not only just a running back for them. He's also kind of like a slot receiver. So he's a really good pickup. James Starks is another one, 7% of all leagues. Look to pick him up if you can't get either one of those guys. 7% of all leagues, 25 carries. The Green Bay running backs
Potential right
god awful, Dan. And they get in the red zone so much, but then they don't rely on the running back. But he's gonna find the end zone. They're bound to get a rushing touchdown
one of these days.
So I mean, if you can't get one of those guys, Ronnie Hillman, I didn't add him on there, but he's gonna get carries. This is one of the worst running back weeks, and I've been playing fantasy sports for a while, but the running backs in this week, it's just so scattered across the board. Like I was talking with Ricky on Twitter earlier, he wanted to know if he should pick up Ronnie Hillman, and I said, dude, I don't know how many carries he's gonna get. No, Sean Moreno is gonna Probably be a split package there. Hillman's the talented back, I think.
He'll get the majority at least. I mean, that's going on later into my picks.
I mean, who do you think will get the carries? Hillman or Moreno? I mean, they're saying Hillman will, but
they're saying Hillman, but I was kind of iffy just on that because I thought Moreno was going to get the start overall.
He was a first high draft pick and a guy that they kept on the roster for this reason.
Right.
So
we'll see what happens.
There's a lot of chips to fall into place, and I'll let you move on. I drug that one out a little bit.
That's all right. Ryan Broyles. I mean, you probably heard of him. I don't know how he's still available in 99% of leagues, but they're going up against the Texans this week. He's starting as a slot receiver, so he'll get some good looks. Calvin Johnson's going to get a majority of the coverage thrown at him. Probably double covered most of the night. And again, he's only owned in 1% of leagues, so he's going to be available.
I didn't see you had Hillman. I forgot. But T.Y. Hilton, I'm not going to jump too much on this, but 2 of the last 3 weeks, guys had 100 yards receiving. He got shut out in the Jacksonville game. He's really sporadic, but he's a burner. I love the burner guys that they can take it to the house every time they get the ball. This guy has a future in this league. He's going to be, when Reggie Wayne's done, T.Y. Hilton is the next Reggie Wayne, and he's going to stay there a long time. Just watch. They're going to build. I won't be surprised if him and Andrew Luck are like the centerpieces for a team that contends year in, year out. So, I mean, as for this year, he's only owned in 3% of all leagues. Who are the guys that we looked this up? Him and the other guys, Cecil Shorts and Golden Tate, are the other guys that I'm going to say you should add because they're only owned in Cecil Shorts 35% of leagues, Golden Tate 8%. They've had more passing yards than Dwayne Bowe and Quan Bolden. The list goes on. Brandon Lloyd, they got more points than him. And these are huge name guys that people picked early. Jeremy Macklin's another one. T.Y. Hilton has more points than Jeremy Macklin.
And these guys are still available, guys.
And these are guys you can go out and pick up right now. So, I mean, you can play the name game, as we keep saying. You can play the name game,
or you
dig
can
your head in
win.
that, or you can play the matchups and the numbers and win. So.
Again, I'm going to go back to this game. They're going up against the Chiefs, Ronnie Hillman or no Sean. I play it by ear until it comes up, but I think Ronnie Hillman's going to get the start. He's going to get a majority of the carries. Going to the game itself, the Chiefs are the 25th ranked rush defense. They're tied for the most 20-plus yard plays on the ground, and they give up 129 yards a game. It's a good game to start for Hillman or Moreno, whoever gets the start, but just keep an eye out on it. I mean, I know waivers are opening up here shortly, but, I mean, if they're available, get them. I mean, I know they are, but...
I've really liked Ronnie Hillman in college. He's really fast, explosive, short guy. He's got great breakaway speed. So he's the most talented back there. But whether or not they invest in him this early is yet to be seen. Because Moreno, like I said, they got a lot of money in that guy. They kept him around for a reason, and this is the reason why. So if you want to wait and see, whatever. But one more I'll touch on. Larod Stevens-Howling's only on 30% of all leagues. If you can find him, I'll probably get him because of all the guys available. He's really solid because he's going to get the touches in Arizona, and they don't have very much of a passing game. They don't have much of a prayer anymore. They're just shitting down their legs at this point. But, when they do get in the red zone, he's getting the carries, and he might get the points. So, check him out if you can get him. I'd pick him up.
We're going to move on to Siddums here.
Am I leading off again?
I think you
really.
are.
Hold on.
Batter this week.
All right, I'll start off with Deshaun Jackson, only because
there's a tank in this house.
Dude, it's like the Kentucky Derby going on behind me.
Churchill Downs.
Belmont Stakes. Who?
What Preakness? Why are we naming?
Do you remember Point Given in that Kentucky Derby? He was like a 2-1.
Do you remember Hoof Hearted?
Who farted around the corner? Who farted in the winner's circle?
All right.
I'm going with Deshaun Jackson. Only 2 catches for 5 yards last week. The guy's giving up on the season.
There's many words that I want to say about him, but I can't.
Do you remember what DC said today? He came in about Burris. I want to say that about. All right.
Man. Deshaun Jackson, he's just a quitter. He's a little baby, to be completely honest.
He's given up on the year. I don't even see him. I watched the Philly game this past week. A little bit of it, the Philly downfall. The Dallas game the week before, I really saw it. He's not running the full routes. He just doesn't care anymore. So I would honestly try to get rid of him and pick up a T.Y. Hilton or Cecil Shorts.
I guess for you two Eagles, you should probably just get rid of him.
Yeah, the guy doesn't care. And they got a rookie quarterback, and
He's
I
not
just
helping him.
don't see him really caring at this point. I don't see him getting open to help out the coverage or the pressure that's putting on Foles right now. So sit Sean Jackson for the rest of the year. Not just this week, the playoffs,
Just
whatever.
get rid of him, drop him. My first sit-em, Mikel Lashore. Going up against the Texans, you're going to have to sit him. The Texans are 10 for 10 against running backs this year. They haven't given up not one touchdown to a running back this year. I mean, you don't see that very often, especially this late in the season. And they're only giving up 86 yards a game, and they've only had 3 rushes of 20 yards. So, Mikel Lashore, easy sit this week.
Yeah. That Texans defense. My next guy, the Burner Turner. Since he got the DUI, he has not been showing up.
He's got court dates.
What, 2 touchdowns and 3 yards per carry in the last 4? That's the last month right there, man. There's not production there anymore. People are reluctant to sit him on the bench because he has a big name and he's got the history, but the wear and tear is definitely there. He's been in the league since I think like 7-8 years.
Yeah.
It's time to sit him down. Jaquiz Rogers is coming on strong. That guy will be the starting back next year in Atlanta. There's not going to be any more Burner talk. Burner will be the back burner next year. He'll be on the back burner.
I like that. And then I got a package deal here, just like Chad's done a couple times.
You love these guys a little bit ago.
I did. However, it's all about the matchups in fantasy football. Devon Bess and Brian Hartline. Seattle's pass defense is top 3.
What are you, Lawless? What's that?
It's a movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm downloading. But Devon Bess, Brian Hartline, you're going to want to sit them this week. Seattle's pass defense only given up 196 yards a game. And in the last 2, they've given up less than 100 yards. So that's not looking too great against Tannehill.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's plain and simple.
I'm just gonna say it. I was watching that primetime game, and Tannehill. You know, I didn't watch him that much this year, but watching that game, I mean, I'm not really pleased or ecstatic about the Brandon Whedon draft pick. Thank God we didn't take Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, but
Number 4 overall this year.
I mean, if you have either one of them, I wouldn't drop them necessarily. But if you have an open spot, somebody that you want to drop, like we said last week, Denario Alexander is still available.
He's scorching 3 touchdowns.
Like 80%. Andy's blowing up. So I would definitely try and pick him up. Sit one of those 2 and then put him in.
Denario Alexander, if you have a deep, especially like a league where, let's say you start 3 wide receivers, all day. Go after that. We're going to move on now to...
What is it, Chad? The
Stone Cold Staple. Put a staple in it, son. I'm
going to start out with the picks this week.
Who you got, Dan?
Chad, I'll tell you who I got. I'm taking Green Bay, giving the Giants 3. I just don't...
You don't understand that spot.
I don't. But, hey, it is what it is. We don't do this. I mean, I might put some money on the games this week. Houston, giving the Lions 3.
Yeah, I think Houston.
That's going to be 7 to 10 point game.
Where's the game at? Where's that one at? I forget it.
Houston? Question mark. It doesn't matter really where this game is.
I think that might be in Detroit because they usually do. I forget, but I think they usually try to do a Thanksgiving game in Detroit every year. But
we'll see what happens. I just these aren't 3-point games.
My games are gonna spook people. They're gonna surprise.
These aren't 3-point games.
Mine's like the go-go gadget. Go out and get him, Forrest Gump in the woods. I got the Jets +7 at home against Brady and the Gronkless. I bet you Gronk's out with B.B. Jones somewhere right now taking naked pics.
And dancing.
Y'all remember that. I know Gronk does. Yeah, do you remember him dancing at the Super Bowl? But anyways, I really think that the Jets are going to show up. This is like their Super Bowl. This is why I'm going to pick this game. I know last week I let you guys down on 5-5 this year.
6-4 still. Hey, we still got a winning record.
Yeah, last week I folded like Sebring High School's football team at homecoming.
Nobody knows what that means.
I wish they did. They lost 58 games in a row. But I got the Jets this week +7. It's an easy cover for me. I don't know. People won't agree with it, so I won't dive into it too much. And Indy -3 versus Buffalo. I really think Indy's going to win that, especially after the beating they took last week. T.Y. Hilton, I think, will be strong. And who knows what the running back situation is. Maybe Vic Ballard will find some pay dirt. The Vic Ballard that we all know and love. I should write a book about these guys. Alex Green, Vic Ballard, Rashad Jennings, the 3 stooges of fantasy football in 2012 that you'll never hear of again. Next year, they'll be in the CFL or coaching junior high team somewhere. So enjoy.
Maybe high school.
And what Oh.
We got
Oh my
the Chris
God, the dogs
Johnson,
are in the house. The dogs.
Chris Johnson Fantasy Tracker.
Here we go, brownies. Here we go. Here we go, brownies. Here we go. All right. Who's Chris Johnson got this week?
Jacksonville.
Oh.
Yeah.
What do you got?
16 points.
You're going 16?
16. 100
So is Chris Johnson relevant as an NFL running back again?
He is. To finish out this year, but we'll see how next year starts.
I'll go with 11. I'll say about
16.
55
11.
yards and a
Here.
touchdown. I'm saying 55 yards and a touchdown. But I think here's why. I think Tennessee actually closes that game out early and they start passing to attack. So 16-11. We'll see who wins.
And it's
time, everybody.
It's moving on to what everybody wanted.
All right. Those of you
It's
that stayed in, here we
anticipating.
go. We're giving 3 of these away. The only stipulations are just I'll hit you up on Twitter if you're not watching. Whatever. You should watch.
You should.
But I'm going to need you to direct message me, the elf, or the Fantasy Staple, your address. Because we got to mail these to you. I mean, Dan, we can't.
We can't just teleport them through the
I
screen.
mean, unless you want me to email you just a picture. These are stickers. These are from Pittsburgh. These are the real deal Holyfield. Let's get to it. We got all the names of the boys.
따사로운 인간적인 여자 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자
All right, Dan, pick one. Are you itching your balls or picking numbers?
Picking names.
Picking
Jack.
whatever. I'm too drunk to taste this chicken.
Mini Bulldog Brew
Let me see.
gets the first sticker.
At Mini Bulldog BRU. Whoops. That's the first
We
one.
found him.
It's kind of intense.
exciting.
The next one is... Oh, he can't win. That's Streb. I already told him I'd give him one. That's funny.
You called him earlier.
Yeah, I
He's gonna
told
get
you
it.
he was going to win one. Mr. Larry! Yeah! Yes! Mr. Larry won! Boom! If we would have put odds on that, those would have been good odds. And the last, dude, pick a small one.
I can't. Smallish.
Who is it?
Big Mike 3XL.
Big Mike 3XL. That's the union president guy that follows the elf. Really big arm guy. I hope you guys enjoy these, though.
You talking about Burrier?
No. This guy looks pretty cool.
All right, big week this week, guys. We got Browns Steelers.
Where's the last one?
It's on the floor. You dropped it.
I will hit you guys up on Twitter, though. I would appreciate it if you watch this and then I'll hit you up tomorrow. But if you watch this before I get a hold of you, that's awesome because that means you actually cared about winning one of these awesome stickers. But
It is what it is.
we also have a jersey bet
We
going
do.
on for next
Big
year.
week.
Or for this week. Not
Next week.
year.
Next week.
I'm so used to saying always next year. It's a habit.
That's
But-
terrible.
Dude. Anyways, this is a pick'em game this week. Me and Dan are betting. So God forbid we lose. I gotta wear a Pittsburgh jersey next week. And you gotta wear a Browns jersey next week. we win.
If our fourth string quarterback is going to be you,
And Plaxico Burress, right?
he might shoot himself in the foot. We don't know.
I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna be super upset if we lose. But so if you see me in a Steelers
Yeah,
jersey
here we
next week, guys, it's gonna be horrible. I do not want to do that. So God help me, we win. Come on, Pat. We need some progress. We need to battle hard.
And like we said earlier, go,
Drink chocolate milk and eat apples.
and go Buckeyes.
Go Bucks.
Scarlet and gray.
OH.
IO. And
Woo!